We had Never By Texas for a Cowboy was out at that time. And even that record was as bad as that thing. That is one of the baddest records George ever produced. But the fact that he never did the radio mixes or let us do any videos, or we didn't do any,
I was looked at as sort of like a sister jam to Knee Deep, out the same
That was
year, really long. It's got the guitar solo. It's got everything. Yeah.
Never By Texas from the Cowboys. That's my favorite Brides of Funkenstein record, actually. I love Disco to Go with Lynn. I did. But that one is just, till this day, it still reaches out and touches me. I still play that over and over and over. And the fact that there was no radio mixes and there was no videos, we didn't do any, barely any radio station interviews, but the fact that the promotions on that was just squashed. And then a guy named and he was a kid at the time, named Henry Mayers, who was actually doing promotions for Parliament Funkadelic and for Bootsy at that time, right? He's the one that helped with the push Flashlight to the top of the charts. And that's a whole nother story I talk about in the book too, with the black syndicated radio stations and blah, blah. But Henry Mayers, he took us under his wing, and then he actually took that single over to a lot of different DJs, and they started playing it. So at one time, I believe that song Nearby Texas was about to fall off the charts. I think it was like way down in the 90s somewhere, right? About to fall off the charts and go with the oblivious like the rest of the female songs in that organization. But he got out and he did everything in his power and pushed it. It rebounded. It went from 90 something up into the top 50s or 60s or something like that. And then we started getting doing all these radio interviews because these songs started coming back. And then I remember these DJs I'm friends with quite a few of them. One, his name is Nicholas Busbee, and he's a DJ out of Cincinnati, Ohio, or Dayton. I think it's Dayton, out of Dayton, Ohio. I believe it's Dayton. And he almost lost his job by playing the Brides of Funkenstein's Never By Texas in its entirety. And that song's 15 minutes long. So back in those days, the songs, if they were longer than 3 minutes, then you weren't going to get any airplay. But they didn't have any radio mixes, right? They didn't have any TV mixes. And that was done by design. But these DJs, they found a way around the program directors and the gatekeepers, and they played that song anyway. Several DJs that I'm friends with to this day. And they actually bought my book, and they wrote me personally about some of the things they had to do to keep that song out there. And thanks to these DJs across the United States, Rolling Stone magazine listed that song as Never By Texas from a Cowboy is one of the top 50 albums ever released, I believe it was. And we came in at number 26 on the top 50. On the top 50, or was it the top 100? I forgot. Maybe it's the top 100 or something like that. Out of the top 100 albums ever released, or something to that effect. And we came in at number 26. And so when Rolling Stone did that, then that record started blowing up again, right? But I forgot the question and got me on a tangent.
Well, lucky for me, KDAY in Los Angeles played all the long versions and all the deep album tracks. And of course, I bought those records anyway on their day of release, anything that was P-Funk back then. I think, songs like Amorous and Party Up in Here, I mean, those should have been hits, big hits.
Yeah, they should have been. And all of that should have been hits, but like I said, it's just, they were just squashed. But back to us winning the winning the Cashbox Rhythm and Blues Awards and beating out. And I knew for sure that we were not going to beat any of those girls out by any, at all. I did. But when they announced the winners was the Brides of Funkenstein, that just kind of gave me a whole new lease on life. Like, oh my God, are you serious? We won? And we didn't win for any particular song because we didn't have a single on the charts, right? Someone said that it was the ballad that Ron Dunbar wrote called I'm Nothing Without You. We didn't win for that song. We actually, I believe it was Never By Texas from a Cowboy that actually won that award. But for us, and It seems though as soon as we won that music award, and that isn't the first award that the Brides of Funkenstein won. We've won total 4. Lynn and I won 3 together too. We just didn't know about it until after the fact. And that's another story. But when we won that award, after that, we were cut off at the knees. Everything went defunct. Done. The organization did everything in their power to shut us down. And they did.